hotline.com.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
It's the Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Now, Amy Marks Coors, Chris Ranji on KMOX.
Hey, good morning, friends. You'll never guess where we are.
We're at Ballpark Village.
That's right. We're at Ballpark Village. We are broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation. This is one of our favorite places to be in the whole wide world because there's day baseball today. In fact, let me give you a little bit of a thing here, Amy.
Okay.
This is incredible. If you have tickets for the game today, like let's say you bought tickets a week ago, you thought, I'm going to go watch some day baseball on Wednesday. You get to watch free extra baseball because you get to watch the completion of yesterday's suspended game.
Yep.
And then you get to stick around for a half hour until they get the field ready to play for game 2.
Is it starting in the 6th inning?
It is starting in the 6th inning. So it is a tie game 1-1 between the Cardinals and the Orioles, game 2 of the series. You get to see game 2, the completion of game 2, and that could go extras. It's tied right now.
You could see so much baseball. What a great day for everyone who had tickets today, and sorry to everyone who had tickets yesterday. But
yep, sorry.
Hey,
I don't know what happens next with them.
That's the way the ball rolls. You know
I don't
what I mean?
know what happens. I don't know if those folks might get something later.
I don't
Maybe
think they
not.
get anything.
Actually, I think you're only promised like 5 innings.
Oh, they get a voucher.
You get a voucher? Hey,
I think you get a voucher.
You get a voucher.
For
what a
though?
deal.
More baseball?
What a deal.
Or like a hot dog?
No, a voucher for a ticket.
Oh, that's great.
314-436-7900 is the phone number to visit with us today. Text us at that number. You can leave voicemails all the time. In fact, we're doing something cool with our voicemail line. We'll tell you about that. 314.
You can't stop listening because you have to hear what we're doing with our voicemail line.
314-944-1120. We're on social media, so that means like Twitter and Instagram, those kinds of things. At Chris Amy KMOX. We're streaming live on the Odyssey app, which you should download for free. Have it on your phone. You can listen to this. You can listen to Cardinals baseball live if you're in the area. And you can go back and get the podcast when the show is over. We also are on video. Hi. We are on Facebook Live and Twitter and YouTube. You can watch us if you really want to.
Ron just super upset about the angle.
The angle looks terrible. I got some real bad fat neck going on. Part of it is my neck is fat. And the other part is it's just I look like Brendan Fraser in that movie. That's how bad this is right now.
I didn't think about that until just now.
Yeah, do I look like Brendan Fraser?
Well, no, you look fine. I think this is a flattering angle. This is better than the studio angle for me. I would prefer this angle. The studio angle for me just makes me look dead.
Well, the background looks great.
The background.
You should find us on the stream and watch us because the background looks really good.
And you text us 314-436-7900 if you think Ranj looks like Brendan Fraser in that movie.
I do. I'm sure I do. Yeah, text that phone number. Did we even do the top 3 or just skip it today?
We didn't do it.
We didn't.
Time now
well,
for the
it is.
top of the order.
There it is.
The top 3 stories everybody will be talking about.
Yeah, baseball resumes today. The broadcast will get started at 11:05. Cardinals and Orioles suspended. Completion of game 1, followed by the second and finale of the series.
And 33 years ago, Christopher Dunn went to jail for a murder he claims he didn't commit. And yesterday, St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, as well as a cadre of other attorneys, argued that a judge should vacate Dunn's conviction and release him from prison.
Also, we are starting a new thing with our our voicemail line.
So excited about this.
Yeah, and we will tell you about it coming up here on the show. We are going to visit with Dr. Scott Carr, who is an orthopedic surgeon with SLU Care Physician Group. And the reason we want to talk to him today, we had the conversation yesterday about youth sports and the amount of time kids are spending. And it's not everybody. It's about a quarter of children are involved in youth traveling sports. And the amount of injuries that are happening as a result of overuse and playing too much. So we're going to talk to Dr. Carr about that as the show goes on today. So that's the deal, Amy. Here we are downtown St. Louis. This is a gorgeous day, by the way. Beautiful. The high is supposed to be in the mid-70s. It looks like we should get both games in. I don't believe there's any fear of what happened last time we had a day game that the rain happen for hours and hours and hours. It's not going to be like that. It's beautiful out. The humidity is a perfect time. This is one of those days where coming downtown St. Louis, if you happen to have summer hours, if you're one of those people who's fortunate enough to have summer hours, this is one of those days that you should come down and enjoy downtown St. Louis.
What are summer hours?
You don't work as much. You don't go into the office as much.
Huh.
Maybe you work from home. Some people are fortunate enough to have that kind of situation. Not us. Not you and me.
Well, no. We're fortunate to
do this job.
Technically, we work from everyone's homes.
That's kind of true. So does that mean we have to pay taxes in everybody's house?
I think so. I think that's how that works. Okay, can I just ask you a question about the voucher real quick? Let's say you're at the game yesterday and the game is suspended because of inclement weather and they give you a voucher.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a voucher for another game or like 4 hot dogs?
Another game.
Yeah.
Well, 4 hot dogs might cost as much as another game.
I know. And what if you could get the hot dogs like right then?
But my chair just died.
His chair.
My
chair
died.
just broke. The back of his chair fell off.
So
it's not because he's not.
It's not because I look like Brendan Fraser.
That's
it's
right.
because the chairs here
It's
just
not. There are no screws on the back of this chair, and generally the backs of the chairs fall off.
There's a texter here to our line 314-436-7900 says I look very attractive. So that's got to be somebody I know.
Just like an older guy who's trying to stand up for you.
Probably. You know what? Thanks, man. Probably a guy out there who himself has fat neck. And he's like, no, I think he looks great.
I don't. It's just a neck. I mean, it's not particularly chunky. It's not like you're Chubbs McGee over here.
I don't feel good about it.
Well, is that why you felt embarrassed to say you would take the 4 hot dogs? Or
no, come on.
Come on.
What are you making it sound like that for?
I don't know.
Listen,
I do highly recommend our YouTube stream. It's fun. You can watch us. You can see, wonder what radio looks like.
It kind of looks like this.
It looks like this. Can we talk about our new feature?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to tell people?
I
Go
would
ahead.
love to. So yesterday, as Ron brought up, we were talking about travel sports, and I am vehemently against travel sports. I'm not against sports. I love sports.
Sports are cool.
Play CYC basketball and soccer and baseball. Play everything. Get out there. Have fun. However, if you are 10 years old, you don't need to be on a travel team spending thousands of dollars and being gone every weekend and playing Mother's Day tournaments and Father's Day tournaments and Thanksgiving Day tournaments. You don't need that. That's unnecessary. Travel sports are, in many ways, a pyramid scheme. It's all of these people who know your kids aren't going anywhere. They're definitely not going pro. They're most likely not going to get college scholarships or play in college. Even if they were to get a scholarship, they might be burned out, as I've seen numerous times. But they're telling you your kid's special. They're good. Pay us $2,800 to secure a spot on this team. And maybe if they keep going to the week-long tryouts and they go to all of the tournaments, maybe they'll get to play. Maybe not. Why don't you give us another $2,800 and another $3,000? It's a pyramid scheme. Don't do it. Your kid's not that good.
Probably not. And to get a scholarship is less than 25% of the kids who are involved in traveling teams will end up getting a scholarship. And we know the numbers. If you have these aspirations of a guy or a kid playing professional sports where that is their career and they can make good money doing it, or they can just at least make a living doing it, the odds of that we know are so low. Whether or not you're playing traveling sports or just playing Park District sports, whatever it is, it's less than 1%. It's like less than 0.00001%. Your odds of getting there very low. That's not going to happen. So we were talking about that.
And so
that's how this started.
Yes. And so I was crabbing about it. And again, let me just put the caveat that if your kid really is good enough to get a scholarship, play NCAA Division I, you can miss the Mother's Day tournament. Stay home with the family. Hang out with the siblings and the aunts and the uncles and the grandparents. Your kid will still get seen. This has happened. I've seen parents put their foot down. So anyway, that's my crabbing. And then we realized, what if we had a Colin crab? a Colin Crab hotline, the Chris and Amy Colin Crab hotline. And every week we give you a topic that you can call in and crab about. Call and crab at us. You can call and crab at us anonymously so you don't get in trouble. This week it could be kids.
Yes.
Let's say it's kids, or maybe their schedules. Maybe they don't know where the dishwasher is. Call and crab at us.
Or it could be, look, I love my kid.
Yeah.
My kid loves softball.
Mhm.
I do not want to have to go every damn weekend to a traveling tournament.
That's right.
I just don't want to. I love her. I love him. I love what they're doing. I love that they love it. Come on, man. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you want to crab about.
Call and crab at us.
So whatever your children are doing that's bothering you,
yeah.
let us know. 314-944-1120. Drop us a call and crab voicemail.
And
Crab at us.
Call and crab at us. Unless you think that we're picking on kids. We're not, because maybe next week, maybe it's bosses. Maybe
Next week, it might be bosses. Next week, I think it's going to be bosses.
Yeah. And then another week, it could be, traffic or cars in general. It could be anything. It could be diet culture. Whatever you want.
Diet culture?
I was just trying to pick.
Is that what you just said?
Yes, I did.
What's wrong with diet culture?
Because there are all these fad diets like, oh, you want to lose weight? Drink nothing but lemonade and cayenne pepper for 10 days. That's not real. That's not sustainable.
All right. So that's...
I could call and crab about so many things.
I know you could. And Amy probably will. Probably half of our crabs are going to be from Amy. 314-944-1120. So go ahead and call and crab at us and crab about your children if you want to, and do it anonymously unless you want them to know it's you, whatever you want.
And to clarify how this works, it's a voicemail.
It's a voicemail.
And we will play, I believe the call and crab line will be on Thursdays.
Probably on Thursdays.
I think that's what we're going to do. So that's
so
tomorrow.
You better get it in because it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
so 314-944-1120. And it's up to you if you want to keep it anonymous, but I would highly recommend you do. So as to avoid their embarrassment.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to call and crab at us, you don't want to attach your name to that.
Amy Marks Core's Chris Ranji live at Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village.
Well, you know who has attached their name to something incredible? It's Renewal by Andersen. Yes, Renewal by Andersen. You know Andersen, the parent company of Renewal by Andersen, and this is the full service replacement window division of Andersen. Andersen has been building quality windows and doors for more than 120 years. And so you know them. You know that name Andersen. You know you can trust them. And you know that they stand behind their product. They're not going to sell you a cheap window. They're not going to sell you an inferior vinyl window that you will have to replace again. Not a question of if, but you will. With Renewal by Andersen, they have a new Fibrix material that they spent nearly 30 years developing, hundreds of thousands of hours, so that it could offer the look and feel of wood without the maintenance. No scraping, no painting. You can get those windows fully replaced, put in Renewal by Andersen, and never have to think about it again. And right now, save $279 on every window, $729 on every patio door, zero payment, zero interest for 18 months. Call them today, 314-720-9200, 314-720-9200.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you need the best. Onder Law. Hurt on the job? Call Onder Law today for a free review at 314 or 618-9-MILLION.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-254-4574. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-254-4574 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-254-4574 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-254-4574.
Paid for by government.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $20 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 50 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-574-6468 and you are guaranteed a $20 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-574-6468. Call now, and you will receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $75 value free with every order. Call 1-800-574-6468 now to secure your $20 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-574-6468.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
In the know, on the go. Trust KMOX for local news that impacts St. Louis and the region. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Shaboom. Life could be a
We're at
dream.
Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village today ahead of the first game is a half a game.
It's a third of a game.
Yeah, it's a third of a game.
9
You're right.
innings.
Well, it's tied right now. It could go extras. So you get free baseball if you have tickets for the game today. You get to watch the last part of the game that got suspended last night, which is tied at 1 in the 6th. And then you get to see the second game a half hour later. Hold on a second. Here's a text message.
Okay.
And we welcome your texts. I don't know about this one, though.
Okay. Are they abusing the text line again?
No, they're abusing me, I think. It says, geez, Ronj, do you have to phone a friend to change your pillowcases? Is that a fat joke?
Phone a friend to change your pillowcases?
That's got to be a fat joke.
Why do I not get it, though?
Because I can't put the pillow under my neck to hold it, to put the pillowcase on. Because my neck is so fat. This is ridiculous.
I wouldn't even thought of that one.
Man, they're really giving it to me.
Well, your neck already broke the chair. Like, that's how big his neck is. It's just his neck. When he sat down, the chair broke.
This is garbage.
It's unbelievable, this guy.
So the NBA playoffs are going on right now. And what I love Charles Barkley. I love the TNT Inside the NBA show, which there are rumors out there that it's going to go away because TNT might lose the rights for NBA games. And if the show does go away, it's too bad. You got Kenny and Shaq and Ernie and Chuck. They're all so funny. They're just it's a great show. It's probably the best sports post-game, mid-game show that exists. It's fantastic. Yep. So hopefully it continues. But anyway, the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight will play the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals. It'll be game 1. And after the game, which the Timberwolves advanced a couple of days ago, Anthony Edwards, who is on the Timberwolves, had this exchange. He's on the court, and he is being interviewed by Charles Barkley back in the studio, and this happened.
Okay, I have not been to Minnesota in probably 20 years.
Bring your ass.
Hey, can you send me a list of good restaurants? We're going to be there for like 5 days. I want you to send me a list of some good restaurants, okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna find your number through somebody. I'm gonna send them to you.
I appreciate it, my brother. Congratulations. I'll see you Wednesday.
Appreciate it, baby.
Okay, so Edwards, that's Anthony Edwards saying, bring your ass.
Yep. To Minnesota.
He's saying, come visit Minnesota. Yeah. All right, that's a little funny moment, right?
It's incredible.
Here's the best part of the whole thing. The Minnesota Board of Tourism heard that, obviously, because they're paying attention to the game, and they went and bought the domain bringyourass.com. So if you click on the website bringyourass.com, it takes you to the Minnesota Board of Tourism.
So
that is so clever.
It's so clever. They leaned into it, and I did. I typed in bring ya, Y-A,
I'm there right now.
bringyourass.com, and it directs you to the Minnesota Board of Tourism.
It takes you to exploreminnesota.com.
I love it so much. And here's the question. Would Missouri ever do that? I can give you the answer if you're struggling. It would not.
No. I was going to call it the crap line.
Yeah.
And you said you can't say crap.
You can't. No.
You're in Missouri.
And I think people listening would say, you're right, Amy. Great call, Amy. As always, your wisdom prevails. The crap line, it's a little vulgar. It's a little rude. So it's the call and crab line, which I think is actually better.
Call and crab is good.
Call and crab at us.
But I don't
that's
think
great.
I feel like Missouri should do stuff like this.
Well, listen,
have a sense of humor, even if it's a little slightly vulgar.
The business company like trying to bring business to Missouri. They have Missouri Loves Company. That's so foul. Missouri Loves Company. That is leaning into low self-esteem, like, I've got a fat neck. That's what that is saying.
Hey,
like that's
keep me out of this.
No, but that's a little fat neck syndrome where, you are more than just your fat neck, Ranj. And like you're not just a dumb fat neck with a hat.
I hate you.
Like literally what we should have for Missouri. And listen, if you are the Missouri Board of Tourism, this is what you should do. You want companies to come here? Here's your tagline. Show me your business.
And that was from a clever listener. Gave us that idea. Show me your business.
Show me your business. Because we're the show me state.
Yeah.
And we want businesses. We want companies. And so we came up with Missouri Loves Company. So dumb.
Do you know
I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. It's dumb. But show me your business. That makes me want to open up a business right here.
I'll tell you what we should have done. The moment Chris Bryant called us boring.
Yeah.
Chris Bryant, when he played for the Cubs, the moment he called us boring, St. Louis, the city of St. Louis, should have bought the domain boring.com.
100%.
Or St. Louis is boring.com.
St. Louis is boring.com.
They absolutely should have done that.
Listen, it's not too late for Show Me Your Business.
That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. We're going to talk youth injuries in sports. We'll do so with Dr. Carr, an orthopedic surgeon, when we come back on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage available at Navage.com.
Summertime is the best time to enjoy the outdoors and enhance the appearance of your home. Banner Construction can make your home the showplace of the neighborhood with maintenance-free James Hardy siding and beautiful Pella replacement windows. Drive up to your home with a renewed pride. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050. Get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day. 314-569-1050.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey guys, it's Glover. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free, plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Weekday mornings, start your day with Total Information AM.
I'm Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
And I'm Tom Ackerman. And the KMOX News team keep you up to date with the latest local and national news, plus the latest market news and what's happening in the world of sports. Traffic information from Roger Brand.
Now westbound 70 backed up.
Plus, stay up to date with what's happening with the weather, with forecasts every 10 minutes. Total Information AM. Information to start your day on St. Louis's News Radio, KMOX.
At 10:30, we've got sunshine, 71 degrees downtown at the Arch.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
A judge has ruled if the juvenile who is charged with assaulting Kaylee Gaines should be tried as an adult or not. Let's go live to the newsroom for this, and KMOX's Sean Malone.
Yeah, Michael, we just received word from a spokesperson for the St. Louis County Courthouse. They've confirmed the juvenile charged in the Hazelwood assault case will remain under the jurisdiction of the juvenile office and not tried as an adult. A hearing on the matter was held on May 10th, where the juvenile officers agreed with the juvenile's attorney that the teenager should remain under their jurisdiction and does not fit the criteria to be charged as an adult. And juvenile records are generally closed records, meaning they cannot be shared or discussed outside of the proceedings. So it'll be hard to keep up with this case as it moves forward. Again, this is a breaking news story that just broke a few minutes ago. We'll continue to provide updates as they become available. Live in the newsroom, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
Authorities are still conducting search and rescue operations after a tornado slammed into Iowa. At least one person has died when their car was blown off of the road. CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula has the latest on the legal fight over control of a top tourist attraction.
It was probably enough to make Elvis Presley sing,
I'm all shook up.
A judge in Memphis has blocked the auction of Graceland, Presley's former home, by a company that claimed his estate failed to repay a loan that used the property as collateral. A public notice for a foreclosure sale of the 13-acre estate in Memphis, posted earlier in May, said the trust that controls the Graceland Museum owes nearly $4 million after failing to repay a 2018 loan. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
At KMOX Sports, we've got doubleheader baseball for you today on America's Sports Voice after the Baltimore Orioles and the St. Louis Cardinals suspended their game last night because of weather moving through at Busch Stadium. That was in the 6th inning. The game was tied 1-1 at the time, and we expect it to resume at 11:15 this morning. So we'll have the 11 o'clock news for you, and then we'll get into an abbreviated pregame show that'll get you right into the beginning of that game. And then 30 minutes after that, the series finale comes through. The end of that game. We've got road work on 67 South at Old St. Charles Road. The right lane is closed. Also 270 South at Page. Center lane is closed there. And a two-vehicle crash on 70 East to St. Louis Avenue. The right lane is closed there.
Times of sun and clouds this afternoon with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, the high 77. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, a thunderstorm in spots, low 62. Clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm, mainly early, high 84. I'm AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Right now, we've got sunshine. It is 71 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but once I did, I couldn't believe it took so long to do it. Paying too much for my cable bill had become a bad habit. I either wasn't getting what I wanted or never knew where to find any of my favorite shows until it was too late. Plus, the prices just kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch called Philo. For just $25 a month, I can catch all my favorite shows on networks like BET, MTV, and TLC. It even has Nickelodeon for my kids. I can watch anytime I want, anywhere I want. Plus, Philo lets me have up to 3 streams at once, so everyone can watch what they want at the same time. Throw in the unlimited DVR that saves all my favorites for up to a year, and this really is the best deal in TV. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Sound too good to be true? Well, try it out for yourself, and you'll see why people who love TV love Philo. Go to philo.tv, that's philo.tv, and start your 7-day free trial now.
From city lights to neighborhood stories, KMOX's local newsroom keeps you informed. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX. We're broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation. We hope you're having a terrific day. You'll get to see a baseball game and then some today if you've got tickets for the ball game. 11:05, our broadcast will begin as we get ready for the suspended game against the Baltimore Orioles. And the second one happens about 30 minutes after that.
Yesterday, we were talking about travel sports and just kids focusing not just on sports in high volume, but specifically the same sport, the same movement over and over again. And really, for the first time ever, we're seeing overuse injuries in kids. And to give us more insight into exactly what doctors are seeing, hospitals are seeing, is Dr. Scott Carr, orthopedic surgeon with SLU Care Physician Group. He's a professor in the Department of Orthopedic Surgery, Division of Sports Medicine and Shoulder Surgery at St. Louis University School of Medicine. Dr. Carr, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so is this something that you personally have seen, your department has seen, young kids with overuse or stress injuries from playing the same sports over and over again?
We do. We see it quite a lot, actually. And this time of year, baseball is the culprit usually.
Is it primarily a certain position in these sports like pitching or catching, or is it really everyone's fair game?
It can happen with any position, any sport. I'd say certainly this time of year, pitching's just because of the high repetitions in the throwing is a big one. You see it in runners a lot too, in their knees and their shins and ankles.
What type of injuries then are we looking at, and what would be the symptoms of some of those injuries?
So pain's the most typical thing that you would find. Shoulder, elbow are common. Knee and ankle are also very common. We also see in the hip, and this can be in football players also, when they're training a lot in the off season. But usually it's pain, less commonly some swelling. Kids have open growth plates to their mid-teen years, and those can get swollen or irritated, almost like a kid's version of tendonitis, though it can worsen at times.
So what's the severity of the injuries that you're seeing with children, and how different is it now than maybe it was 5 or 10 years ago?
So the severity can range. Thankfully, most of the time it's not super serious. Some rest, some rehab or physical therapy, some over-the-counter medications is what most people need. But you can see sometimes, and it's rare, but it does happen, where it just gets to an excessive point where either the growth plate can separate. In very rare cases, that can require a surgery. In pitchers, because of the season specifically, sometimes just the overuse or the repetitive nature of their throwing can start to tighten up their shoulder. When your shoulder gets too tight, like the range of motion gets decreased, then that can affect like elbow injuries, like the Tommy John injuries, for example, or like that can affect the ligaments in the shoulder as well. And that can be a little more serious, obviously. So that's what we see. It has increased. I can't specify exactly when, but over the course of my career, like it's just more common now, especially with like I think you mentioned earlier, single sport specialization. So the kid plays baseball, multiple teams year round or close to year round, or they're always running or just doing the same sport over and over again for extended periods of time.
What should parents look for if they suspect that maybe their child has an overuse injury?
Well, the biggest one is going to be pain, or he or she doesn't want to play the sport anymore because of their injured body part. I think the better thing is to try and sort of like prevent it or beat it to the punch. So like sure, there's going to be times for a few weeks or here or there where the kid's very active, but I think common sense, like it's better for the development to play different sports, to develop different muscles. It'll make them a better athlete long term anyway. But just not to have your child pitch 4 days a week, or not have, playing. Gymnastics is a tough one because gymnasts, they go hard at it for like 2-3 hours, like the competitive ones, like every day. It's just challenging. So to just try and minimize the times when they're seeing those like excessive loads on their body is really the best way to go about it. But pain's the biggest symptom.
Is there anything that's more important, Dr. Carr, in terms of, say, we're talking about a pitcher, a baseball pitcher in particular, because the overhand motion we know is more stressful on an arm than, say, a fast pitch softball pitcher. Softball pitchers can do it, a lot during the course of a week, but if you're playing baseball, you shouldn't. It's just a more unnatural motion. So is it more important to keep an eye on a pitch count if you're a kid, or is it about days of use over the course of a week?
So that's a good question. So you're right about that. But it's both. I think the pitch count is the most important thing, but even like a lower pitch count, like multiple days in a row, it could be a problem. You're much better off, like, I'm making this up, but like pitching on Saturday and maybe playing in the field some other days and pitching again later in the week than you are like pitching every day, even at like a lower amount. Because, there's so much emphasis now on ball velocity and speed and how hard you can throw it. So, when these kids are trying to like throw their hardest like multiple days in a row, it can be a problem.
What do you think about parents who are maybe wanting to supplement their children's diet, like whether it's vitamins or other type of, athletic supplement? Do you feel like that's wading into dangerous territory? Are there some supplements that are just good for everyone?
So I do agree that like a well-balanced diet is one of the most important things. At the same time, I don't believe there's any real evidence that any supplements or vitamins are in any way beneficial. It probably doesn't do anything for the child. Keep in mind also just there's like not a lot of regulation around supplements. So just because the bottle says something's in it doesn't mean it actually is, or doesn't mean that something additional is not in it too. Dangers are probably pretty low, but not impossible. Just that I would not look at supplements as like something that's going to make a huge difference in anyone's physical well-being.
Yeah, like diet, protein, just eating healthy, that's going to go further than anything else.
Oh, definitely. Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah. Dr. Scott Carr, orthopedic surgeon with SLU Care Physician Group, is with us on KMOX. I know that you mentioned a moment ago that it's important for children to play multiple sports, to not specialize, that it's good for athleticism in general. Why specifically is it good for the body when you're a growing kid to play different sports and not just play baseball 8, 9, 10 months out of the year?
Yeah. So the deal is that like any one sport, baseball or any other sport, for the most part, really like emphasizes certain muscles are developed. Like when you're pitching, it's certain shoulder muscles, certain elbow muscles that are used much more, but the core and trunk or the legs or hips may be neglected or at least not as emphasized just with the motions. And doing other sports, for example, like swimming or basketball or other sports, just can work on developing those other muscles, which, believe it or not, are super important. For example, going back to pitching, but just it helps the body develop muscles and get those muscles not just stronger but more coordinated. And that coordinated motion, especially in adolescent age, is really important to their development, and it makes them just more athletic, a better athlete. So the bottom line is, like, single sport usually just focuses too much on one muscle group and just neglects the others.
Let me ask you, I guess before I do this, I was going to ask a question about professional pitching, because we've seen some pitching injuries at the big league level. It may not be quite as bad as in years past, but it's still a problem. But before we do that, for a parent who might be concerned about overuse from a coach or just playing too much in general, is there a good way for them to approach going to a coach that you can think of, or something that they can do to, try and protect their kids a bit?
I mean, so yes, I think they should definitely have these open conversations with the coach. I mean, a good coach, or at least an educated coach, should have some understanding and knowledge of how not to, overuse or ruin their kids, because they're going to see these injuries. These injuries are common. Up to half of all adolescent teenage throwers, like who are baseball players or softball players, will have shoulder elbow pain at any given time. So I'm guessing most coaches are seeing a lot of this, and they should be able to have those conversations. And if the coach isn't receptive, which I'm guessing is the minority of coaches, but if that coach is receptive, I would consider looking for a different team or program.
Dr. Carr, and I teased this a moment ago, but we've seen pitcher injuries. We have heard from some in the game of baseball that the pitch clock, which is a new invention at the MLB level, that rushing pitchers is leading to more injuries because they don't have time to reset between pitches like they used to. I've heard other arguments that it's overuse over the course of years or maxing out with velocity. What is leading to pitching injuries at the major league level as far as you're concerned?
So I don't think we know enough about the pitch counts yet. It may have an effect. I'm not convinced it does. I think the bigger thing is the emphasis on velocity. I mean, pitchers are throwing, even just more than 10 years ago, much, much higher velocities. I think that's what's leading, in most cases, to these injuries.
Dr. Scott Carr with SLU Care Physician Group, professor in the Department of Orthopedic Surgery, Division of Sports Medicine and Shoulder Surgery at St. Louis University School of Medicine. Thank you for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Great conversation.
Thank you. Dr. Carr joining us on the Quiver River Electric guest line.
And this Cardinals report is brought to you by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at alohapoolsusa.com. Cardinals will finish up the game that was suspended last night. It is tied at 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. That will get started at 11:15. Game 2 is going to happen a half hour after that. So a lot of baseball to be played at Busch Stadium this afternoon. It's Chris and Amy broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation right across the street at Ballpark Village. You're listening to KMOX.
The KMOX studios, powered by Onder Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com.
That's GetJim.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Renewal by Andersen is full service replacement window division of Andersen. And once you realize, okay, I really need to get some new windows because they are difficult to open or close, they are warped a bit, the rooms are drafty. Once you realize it, it's all you can see. You wake up in the morning, you see the fog in between the glass panes. You need to call Renewal by Andersen. What's so great about Renewal by Andersen is you won't have to wait around for weeks or even months waiting for a contractor to call you back. I've been there before. But with Renewal by Andersen, they can be out to your home within a couple of days, often within 48 hours, for a free consultations and appointment are available 7 days a week. Now, Renewal by Andersen's parent company, Andersen, has been building quality windows and doors for more than 120 years. And they've developed a Fibrex material over the course of 30 years and hundreds of thousands of hours of testing. They developed Fibrex, and it offers the look and feel of wood without all the maintenance, no scraping and painting needed. It's 2 times stronger than vinyl. It won't bend. It won't warp or crack when exposed to hot and cold temperatures like vinyl can. And what's even better, when you replace your windows with Renewal by Andersen, you know you're done. You never have to worry about it again. Save $279 on every window, $729 on every patio door with 0 payments and 0 interest for 18 months. Give them a call, 314-720-9200, 314-720-9200.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
When you retire, you leave a lot behind. The daily grind, the long commute, and yes, even the alarm clock. But the one thing that you take with you, a tax bill. Oh, and did you know that income taxes could be your single largest expense in retirement? Good news, though. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group, they can show you ways to pay less to Uncle Sam with the right tax planning. Join Steve and the team for this exclusive educational workshop focusing solely on taxes in retirement. Join us Tuesday, May 21st or Thursday, May 23rd at Stone Summit. These events are complimentary, but you must qualify to attend. Call 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or visit yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
Ordinary radio is overrated. Extraordinary radio now. Chris and Amy on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end here, aren't we?
We are. I love being at Cardinals Nation. It feels like a fake show. It
is
feels
kind of
like
a
we're
fake
just
show.
kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Which we kind of are.
Mm-hmm. People are walking up to us asking us for iced tea.
Or hot tea, or the bathrooms, or a table, or a menu. And we do want to remind people we don't work here at Cardinals Nation. We're here to entertain and
That's
delight.
right. We're delighting, I think, a lot of people.
I think we are. I think we're not delighting some people who are they're taking issue with our opinions on travel sports. Namely that I think both of us, you and I, are in unison here with being kind of anti-travel sports. I'm
not fully anti it. I don't like the idea of doing it 10 months out of the year. I think that's outrageous. And like I said yesterday, and we're going to get to some of those voicemails tomorrow because we've got some in the queue. We clearly don't have time for it today because we're about to wrap up the show here in a few moments. But Tomorrow we'll do that. But people who believe that it's been more beneficial to them, and this is what I would say. I know I'm sure I said this yesterday, that I think if it is a family-wide agreement that everybody is on board with it, you have the money to do it, both parents want it to happen, or if you're a single parent, you want it to happen, and your child wants it to happen. If you want to play all year traveling sports, okay, if everybody is on board with it. But I feel like if one parent doesn't want to do this all the time and wants to have some family time, or the kid is being pushed into doing it all the time, then it's probably not good. We just talked to an orthopedic surgeon who said it's probably not a good idea to play 10, 11, 12 months the same sport all year. You should play different things so that you know your different muscle groups are working. You're developing different skills. It's better for your body. Otherwise, you're overusing certain muscles, and that's what leads to injury.
Oh, and I've had friends who were really good athletes, elite athletes, who spent their entire childhood, high school years playing either, elite tennis or soccer. And by the time they got to college, they may have earned scholarships, but they did not want to play. They said, I've missed prom, I missed birthday parties, I missed holidays, I missed friends and family trips. I'm done. I'm going to go enjoy college. There's a huge burnout factor. I still can't believe my brother, when he was playing for the Pond, people know the Pond baseball team out there off of Highway 100, Manchester Road. And he just had his, couple games, I don't know, maybe one game a week, one practice a week. But he played with kids who were on these very serious select teams. And by the time they were 10 or 11, they got burned out. One kid had like 82 games over the course of a summer. He was 10 years old. That's insane. I don't know. I guess I can't understand prioritizing a travel sport. And this is even for some kids who aren't that interested in the sport, may not even want to play in college.
Right. Well, so here's.
But I mean, like you're missing like, well, we don't have any weekends. We have no weekends this summer. Well, then don't do it.
I would say this. The most I would push, and I'm saying I'm fully aware that I am saying this as somebody without children. If I did have them, I feel pretty confident that what I would do is say, when they're young, I am going to sign you up for t-ball. I am going to sign you up for soccer. I'm going to push you to at least try basketball. Stick with it for a little bit. If you find out that after a year of it, or for a season of it, it's just not for you and you hate it, then I'm not going to make you play it. That's probably what I would do. That's me
but
personally.
That's so different than 100
games
games a summer.
But right, that I'm not talking about forcing a kid to do anything.
Yeah.
I think that's as far as I would go. I would say, I want you to at least try these things. And if you find that you don't like, because I know for me, once I went to t-ball, I fell in love with it very quickly, and I knew that I loved it. I thought, okay, I want to do this. I want to go to practice. I want to practice as much as possible. I want to play games. I couldn't wait for game day in Little League. That was different than when I played soccer. I played one full season of soccer, and I realized, oh God, I don't like this at all.
Well,
I don't.
There are actually some schools, there's John Burroughs High School.
And then my parents didn't make me continue.
Yeah. John Burroughs High School, you have to take a sport every semester. You have to pick something.
Yeah. And
I think chess might count. But just to try something and have fun, whether it's lacrosse, field hockey, volleyball, basketball, whatever.
We appreciate you listening. Hope you'll grab the Odyssey app so that you can listen to the Cardinals game live, and you can go back and get our podcasts, AUDACY, download it for free on your phone. We are back with you tomorrow for a full show. We'll get started at 10 o'clock. It's Amy Marks-Kors and Chris Ranji. Been broadcasting live at Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village. We'll do it every day home game this season here on KMOX.
You are more than just your fat neck, Ranj.
Hit a home run in savings at Ruler Foods. Fill your grocery cart with an all-star lineup of quality Kroger products and your favorite national brands.